Hi guys, this is one of my Hoya Nummular. That I'm just gonna nickname it Nummular because I can't pronounce the entire name of it, but it is labeled, so if you guys are curious about the full name, that's there. I hope you enjoy the rest of my plant vlog. You can hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. All my social media accounts, including what I do provide for this plant, will be in the description section, so do check that out if you are curious. So I split this from my Nummular 1, which the first update was, or the most recent update. I will link all of the other Nummulars up and above in the video for links if you guys are curious. So it was in a self-watering pot, very, very huge. I think it was like a 12-incher or 14-incher, I'm not sure. And I thought it was gonna work because Lechuza self-watering pot, let's just say they're labeled as 12 or 14 inches. You really lose a few inches because of the water meter and water level device, and also the bottom has a reservoir, so you do lose that. And when I did transplant this plant from my unboxing, which will be linked above if you want to see how big she was like in an 8 or 10 inch pot. So I thought it would be good, and she was pretty tight in there. However, Hoyas tend to have very short, narrow roots, and that one really did have that kind of root system. So it was difficult, and I did have to water. I didn't really start watering it more frequently, which I should have until maybe the last month that I kept this plant along with my other Nummulars in there, that I've noticed that I did have to continuously water when the water level goes down a little bit because the root system is not very well established. So I didn't want to risk having a ton of dry root rot, which I experienced with my Carnosa Cream Princess, another Hoya of mine. I decided to transplant and just split them up. So the other one, if you haven't seen it, it's in a self-watering pot, and this one is, I'm just experimenting. So this one is in a 6-inch pot with cactus soil only, because when I did my Hoya mix of cactus soil, perlite, and orchid bark, it tended to stay a lot more damp than I wanted to for whatever reason. So I didn't really want that. I just wanted to do just cactus soil. I think I have a better experience with it. After I transplanted, I did water her, and I always suggest to do that because it will encourage the root system to go, to develop more and know that, yes, you do have some water. And when it comes to Hoyas, from what I've noticed, since this one, since this one was, they tend to be in a drier side when they are in pond or chunky mix, I wanted to make sure that they were not going to be dehydrated and then experience more dry root rot. So of course I always water, and I did let them kind of air out before I did transplant. So there you go. This one sits about a foot away from a west-facing window in one of my darker west-facing windows. And so there is a plant in front of her, but that's really it. She gets great afternoon light, and she gets very bright indirect light in the morning if it is bright. If it is cloudy, she doesn't get any of that. And right now, if there is any kind of supplemental LED plant light, she is a few feet away from that. So it's not very intense and it's not very close. And we shall see if she does do great in there, or we'll see what's going to happen. And of course, I'm going to update this plant whenever there are changes. What I really, really love about this particular plant too is that this is sun stress, and the white spots, those are like sap, or I'm experimenting with foliar spray. What I've noticed, homemade foliar spray, what I've noticed with this plant, because the leaves are velvety, they tend to stain a lot more. This is sun stress, and this was even prior for me doing any kind of foliar spray. So just be aware, if you don't like this kind of look, put them further away from the light source, because this will just stay like that. I don't really mind it because I feel like it makes the leaf unique and my plant unique. What I do love though is the back part of it, because they tend to not have the dark spots as much versus the top of the leaf. And it just, I love the sun stressing of Hoyas. Some people really don't. I really do. So here she is, and thank you guys for the love and support and the wonderful, beautiful words. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye. I just want to sum it up. So this gets western facing window light. That would be afternoon light. And she's about a foot away from that light source. If there's a plant LED for darker days, that would be, I would say, 4 feet away from her. And there's no extra humidity. She's not getting extra humidity. She is watered when the top part of the soil is dry up to, I would say, whichever comes first. If the leaves tend to be wrinkly or thin, I don't really wait for it to get that much, because Hoyas are very sensitive and they can literally just die when that happens, depending on the variety. Carnosas are definitely tougher, but I don't really want to test my other ones anymore, because that was the advice that I got before when I started with Hoyas. So what I would do is just wait until at least the top part of the soil is dry, up to maybe 1/8 of the top of the soil is dry, and then I water. And if in case it looks like it got overwatered, then I will probably give it a little bit more time the next time I do water. And when I do water, I do not let them sit in water. And this is a pot with drainage holes. So I always remember how much volume that I do provide, and just kind of, eyeball it and say maybe next time I don't need to give it that much volume or frequency, or both. And so the fertilizer would be down in the description section. I gave you the light source, water source, humidity. I don't give extra with that. And the soil I'm using is cactus soil. I do not recommend Miracle Grow because it's super water retaining and it will damage her roots, and she will definitely die with that. I would recommend a different one, which I will link down below. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.